Hi everyone. Yeah, my name is Ilia, and I'm the head of ASO in AppFollow. I'm doing ASO by myself for about 5 years already, so that's why we are here. And how we'll work today. So we have a list of your submissions of your apps in our doc, and we will use the just simple random.org randomizer to choose the maybe for this hour we'll have about 10 apps for review and choose this random app and review it with Thomas. So I guess we can start. So let me share my screen to be the maximum honest here. Do you see it, guys?
Yes.
Yeah, awesome. So these are the last submissions. These guys were the first one to submit their apps, so we'll select them at first. So we have here 22 apps, and from row 2 to row 23. So we can start here from here and select the number 17. Number 17 is a critical bit apps, so let's find it here. Yeah, here is it. It's a fighting trainer app. Let me. Is it fine? Do you see everything is here? Yeah, awesome.
The app owner here with us in the chat. So if you have like any questions, we can also like unmute him and you can ask.
Awesome. Okay, so I see that this is a fighting trainer here. It's like the old school screenshots. Maybe Thomas, do you familiar with the fighting apps? As for me, I didn't use them.
No, not really. I guess some similarities with the fitness app, but also a particular niche. So I'm not super familiar with that, but that's make it even more exciting. Also, looking at
Yeah,
new
absolutely.
apps and not always the same clones of stuff. So cool.
So I see the first thing that I see here, they have the 23 screenshots for Android app. I never thought you can add so many screenshots to your to your Android app. I see almost every screen here is in screenshots. As the first thing, I can suggest you, if the app owner here, I can suggest you to add the video because you.
There is a video.
Yeah, really?
Yes,
Yeah.
I see it.
Let me check
And
the app
actually,
page.
what strike me is that
Okay.
I'm looking at the. Oh, why am I not looking at the same? Like the preview is different on mine, and it sort of looks different in the look and
Oh, I
feel.
see.
But
Yeah, I
see
see
it
this
here?
in the extension is the different video here. Oh,
Yeah.
nice. I see. Because this video is a first frame of the video itself, and here is the feature graphics.
Okay. I
Okay.
think this video graphic is actually very nice
Yeah.
myself, but the first thing I would notice here is that I don't feel that the tone of the feature graphic is very aligned with the rest of the screenshot. Sort of, it almost as if it would come from a different app. I don't mean that they're bad, either of us, that they're not completely aligned. Um, Also, maybe I would have enjoyed to put something about the brand or some text on this feature graphic. I think it's a little bit too abstract in a way, but definitely a nice picture for the theme. And as of the screenshot themselves, I'm actually a little bit surprised. I don't think they're very usual. Sometimes it's good not to follow, best practice and then everybody does the same. But they're definitely a bit unusual here in terms of how the app is shown. I'm wondering if it's meant to be used on an iPad, given the size and the shape that they have, which I don't know is a little bit surprising to me. But maybe it's more convenient for people who do fighting training. I don't know. Like I would guess that iPad is the biggest market for them. If it's not, then probably there's something about the screenshot I would think about. But that's definitely the first thing I noticed, like the look and feel, shape, and colors of the screenshot. I'm not a big fan of these fonts, but at least it's very visual.
Yeah, actually, I think it would be better on the, maybe it's an Android app, so it's an Android tablet, maybe. So you definitely should think something about your screenshots, because it's like, you know, from old school screenshots when you don't have the designs and all this stuff. So maybe you should make some beautiful pictures, like draw.
The one thing that looks to me in this screenshot is that they are actual screenshot of the app, and
Yeah,
probably there's an overlay of text. I said I was not the biggest fan, but my taste don't matter much. Personally, I think that making screenshot that are screenshot is actually a mistake. Like, you probably want to showcase something about your product, but it doesn't mean that they have to be screenshot. And in this particular case, what I don't like is that the menu has so much protagonism here. Like, it looks repeated, and I don't think the menu really helps understanding better what the app does. So the overlay text, even if I don't like the style, actually helps understand what the features are. But seeing the menu like this is not very sexy to me. Whatever, maybe you can show them once so that you show people that the app has a different set of features, and that's definitely interesting. But repeating the menu like this, I don't know. I just don't see it. Someday, some guy will come to me with data showing it's better. But honestly, I can't believe that repeating the menu is the better choice.
yeah, agreed. So the point is that you don't have to use the actual app screenshots on your app page. You have to show your users what is your app is about. So just use some designs, maybe more beautiful designs with more CTAs. Like I see that I can practice martial arts, so maybe 80 official moves, but maybe you have to push me to do something, like train your fighting, maybe to protect you from bad guys or something like this. So this is the point. And so let's go next. And I see that developer is replying to all reviews here. It's a
Yeah,
good
very
decision,
good.
because it's extremely important to reply to your featured reviews, because users, when they see, for example, 4 or 3 stars reviews on your app page, if you don't reply them, they think, oh, just this developer doesn't care about me, so I won't download this app. And this developer is replying to all reviews, even the fresh one or old one, so it's definitely a good choice. And also I see it's a app title is too short. Maybe it's a fighting trainer, but you have to think about adding more keywords here. Like you have about 30 characters here to add some more keywords to rank higher. Um, so, and
The short
here's
description is
info.
actually nice. I agree with you, Ilia. Like, the
Yeah,
title could be completed maybe. There's something I like about the short description, and even the first sentence of the long description is that
yeah,
it focuses on the benefits.
yeah,
And too
totally
many
agree.
apps do that.
Yeah.
Like, oh, my app has this feature and this feature, and users don't
Yes.
really care what your app does. They care what the app does for them. And I think starting with this sentence that say, get stronger, defeat your opponent, learn to become a better fighter, they're actually very nicely phrased.
Yeah.
And I think this is
Agreed.
definitely a plus here.
Yeah. So I think that the developer should care about screenshots at the first time.
Yeah.
Please.
The rest looks nice. I mean, the icon
Yeah.
is cool. The text is well curated. The reviews are, there's quite a lot of them. They're all answered. Like, you can see a lot of work has been done on this app.
Yeah.
So it's sort of a bit disturbing that the screenshot are a bit old school.
Yeah,
Um,
just test the new screenshots and add some keywords to your title and you will be fine, I think.
maybe we're all in an experiment, Ilya.
Yeah, only totally agreed with native A/B testing in Google Play.
Is the developer in the chat? Maybe are we lucky enough to have him here? Maybe he left because we massacre his screenshots.
Okay, if he's in chat, so we have to maybe wait for the reply or
Very
something.
infrequent updating. Yeah. I guess not a lot of users are gonna actually check that. Like, in my experience, very few people are actually browsing more than one what's new. So maybe you noticed it because you're an ASO practitioner.
Yeah,
But it's true in this case, like the last update was in November. It doesn't give a lot of like trust to see like old apps. but I don't think it's a big problem for conversion. Like, I think only the freaks like us are going to see it. So I'm not particularly concerned, but it's definitely not a great signal about how much the app is cared about.
Yeah, so it's any common info. So it's not a problem when app updates like one time per month. So because actually you don't have to wait, for example, 6 months before updating, because you have to maybe fix bugs or take care of user reviews and user feedback. So if it one time per month, it's absolutely fine. So okay, let's go next. It's number 10 here.
Number
And
10, number
this
10.
is the fishing forecast. Are you a fisherman,
TipTop
Thomas?
fishing. Ah, cool.
Actually,
I
I
know
was the
nothing about fishing. I'm telling
fisherman.
you straight.
I was the fisherman, about maybe 10 years ago. So let's check this Fisher app. It's a it's a forecast. So Steve Jobs was right when he told us that there are an app for everything. So even for fishing forecast. Okay.
They are. Actually, my friends at Fishbrain are hiring a lot of people in Stockholm. If you're interested in fishing apps, I don't know this one. I'm sure it's great. I'm just saying it because I know the other one. They're probably slightly different. Not saying they're competing, but doing a bit of a plug for my friend.
Okay, so let's check. Oh, I see. This is the forecast for fishing, and what should I see here? I see some time. It's on Wednesday. Actually, it's too hard to understand what means a 3 or all these numbers, because it's just a simple app screenshots without CTAs, without notes. So it's for me, as I'm not a fisherman, it's really quite hard to understand why I need this app, even if I maybe was trying to find some app to go fishing in my village or something like this.
Because
So
there's something a bit similar between this app and the app we just saw before, the fighting app, is that, I mean, they're both in some very specialized niche, so maybe we're not the best expert, but I'm seeing like very nice icon. The title makes a lot of sense to me. Subtitle is also very clear and benefit oriented. There
yeah.
are only a few reviews, at least in the US, maybe it goes somewhere else, but the reviews have very good rating. And then the screenshot, they're a mystery here to me. Like, sort of, you can also see that some work has been done on that. But the screenshot, even if your niche audience understand what you're saying, and we're not, because we're just random dudes, I don't see a clear indication of like, okay, I can see there's a map and there's some ratings, but I think it can definitely be made more sexy. Like, highlight a particular feature like really big, or show that it helps. I think the map is okay, but screenshot number 1, 3, and 4 are a little bit weird to me.
Yeah, so you definitely have to add notes to your screenshots, add some CTAs, for example, find the best spot for fishing, or find the best time of, I see that I can search for the fish, so find lakes maybe where necessary fish are living, so all this stuff, because actually I don't understand these numbers, so it's maybe you can lose some of your users, potential users, because they don't understand what these numbers are. So also I see that there are some beautiful reviews here. It's only 16 of them, but it's not a problem. But you have to respond to them, even if it's 5-star reviews. So it's necessary thing to do. And fishing forecast, absolutely clear. Time to spot, absolutely clear. So, and some features, it's a quite small description here, but as we know, in App Store, you don't have to write large descriptions because they don't affect your rankings. And actually, nobody reads descriptions in the App Store.
Well,
So,
I disagree. The search ads algorithm reads the description.
yeah. Okay. Yeah. If you are using the search ads, you definitely have to write the full character description. How many there are? 4,000 or 5,000 characters here.
Yeah.
There. So okay. Yeah, Thomas,
Sorry,
please.
continue. I wanted, like, I noticed, like, when you mentioned like searching for fish, like if we look at the screenshots number 4 and 5, which I guess not most of users are going to see. Like you definitely want to focus on number 1 and 2, maybe 1, 2, 3. But if I look at these 2 screenshots here, it sort of illustrates a point that we just said before in the previous app, that your screenshots don't have to be a screenshot. You can be a little bit more selling. And here I see a lot of text. I think this is not particularly, I understand you can look, like the feature is clear. I can look for whatever kind of fish and select them, which is great. But let's say in the app, it's just text. In the store, you can fake it a little bit and maybe add a picture of a fish, maybe show it in a different way. Because here it's for like very few people will look at a screenshot and actually care about reading a list. Even the title is sort of small, even on the device. I tried on the device. So my message here is that even if you don't have to change all of your app to make it different, make it a little bit more sexy in the screenshot themselves. Think about screenshots as if they were banners, not as if they were screenshots of your app. You just need to showcase what it does. You don't need to showcase how it does it exactly. And here it's really like we see how the app is, and I think it's not playing in the favor. Even if it's screenshot 4 and 5, so it doesn't really matter. If the developer is listening to us, definitely focus on this first one and on explaining, like, we will show you the best fishing spot. 3 could be, you're going to find some salmon there for sure, or whatever.
So yeah, tell on the screenshots what benefits I will get from your app. Like as Thomas said, find the best salmon, find the best fishing spots, and fish for your entire life, or all this stuff. So show me what will I get from your app. Okay, so this is the, I guess this is the big problem for many apps, that they just put app screenshots on the app page and do nothing else. Okay.
Very cool icon. I like the icon. Very, very nice design.
Yeah, absolutely agreed. But I guess it's can be a higher quality here because it's quite not maybe not
design.
Yeah, design is perfect. Design is absolutely perfect. Okay, so let's go to the
while Ilia is looking for the next number, like, I mean, we're here to make a little bit of a critic also, like to pinpoint stuff that we think are improvable, but there are also definitely stuff that are good. Like that's why I don't want developers who listen to us to be depressed because we just hammer them with what we think is not the best. But it's also more helpful probably if we tell you guys what we think is the low-hanging fruit, where the improvement might be.
Okay, yeah, totally agreed. So please consider our words as advice. So it's not you are doing everything wrong. As you see, some guys are doing everything fine, like icon this or descriptions, all this stuff. But something has to be improved because you want to get more downloads, you have to get more money. So it's the point. Okay, let's go next. And do you know what is the language here? It's
Romanian, no?
It's quite complicated.
I believe it's Romanian.
Okay. So it's I see this familiar word for me. It's jobs. Okay, so I guess this is app for to find the job for you. And actually, I don't think that the job app needs the video. What do you think, Thomas? I think because it's a
I think you should look at the video before you say that. You know, maybe the video is so awesome.
Let's check it. Oh, it's some words here. I guess some station on. So it's just showing me the website. This is the point. You have to, if you want video, you have to show how its app is working, not the website, not the ad. Because if I'm looking for the app where I can find the job for me, I will look for like professional apps or something like this. And videos are more fit for games, or maybe where I have to look the gameplay or all this stuff. And here also we see the same problem as on last 2 apps. They have the screenshots, and I just see the login page, and I don't know what should I do with the login page, and just profile, maybe some jobs on telesales. So the same error here. Please add some CTAs. Please add some notes on the screenshots. What should I get with this app? For example, I will get the I will become a billionaire with this app. Maybe Google or Facebook will hire me if I use this app, or I will find lots of jobs with this app, or something like this. So please tell me what will I get using this eJobs app.
I completely agree with Ilia. I'll add a couple of words here. Is on the video itself, I also think it's a lot more critical for games than it is for apps. I've been very critical about using app previews for apps, and I've seen a few of them having big success. In my opinion, it's kind of either you've got an awesome video or don't put one at all, because having an average one is actually counterproductive. And on the screenshot, completely agree with Ilia. Seeing the login page here as the first screenshot is actually a mistake that I see so often, and nobody is interested to sign up. This is sort of, the sign up is a friction point for the user. It's not a benefit point. And if you keep scrolling, okay, the second one is actually the candidate. So I understand this is nice to put. What people want to see are screenshot 3 and 4 and 5 where they have job offers. What they want to find is a job. They don't want to sign up. Nobody wants to sign up ever. And especially in a job app, usually the sign-up process is sort of long because you need to update your resume and picture, and it's sort of adding a lot of friction. So even if you have this friction in the app, you definitely want to showcase, well, maybe Ilia said it a bit extreme, be hired by Google and become a billionaire, but that's the spirit. What's the end goal here? The end goal is you've got a ton of offers. They have the best offer, they're exclusive offers, they're offers for the best companies. You're going to find a job and earn money. It's never going to be complete your profile and give me your email. So actually the screenshot 4 and 5, 3 and 5, they're actually not bad. But this sign up thing is, I don't know why it's so common, is as if people put it there because they don't know what to put. Oh, it's the first screen of the app, let's put it as the first one in the store. This is a quite recurrent mistake, sadly.
Yes, so we see that app is quite popular because it has 11,000 of reviews and quite a good rating here. And I guess they use the whole limit of symbols in the description, just a really large one. And it's quite good reviews, but also without answers. And we can like for this review. And so many installs, and it's quite just fine. Just answer your reviews. Its description is fine. The title is fine because does it mean?
The description, you say it's fine, but actually I think it's lacking a little bit of help to read, in the sense that it's just a big block of text. Maybe a little bit of formatting here would help, like making bold for paragraph. Maybe you don't want to put an emoji for jobs because it's not super serious, but maybe you can try. But because it's just plain text, it doesn't, let's assume people click on this read more thing, which we all know they don't. You definitely don't want to read such a long text. But adding a little bit of formatting, and especially at the beginning, would it's a low effort thing. I would give it a try.
Yes, also one more thing about reviews. We see that the first featured reviews from Adrian, he wrote us that he can't update the email address and search functions is difficult. So when I open this app page, I scroll down to reviews, see that, oh, search function is difficult. Okay, I won't download this app. So you have to answer to this review to find out what is difficult, maybe to make some advice here, and maybe the future users will see your review and won't react so hard to the one-star review on the featured page. Okay.
One thing that is a bit of a mystery to me, before we switch to the next one, can you bring your screen again on the preview, Ilia? If you look at how Google classified this app, you close the window, it doesn't matter. You've got this little features thing from Google on the preview when the extension is going to load. And if we read at them, that is very weird. The second one is location tracking. The third one is two-step verification. If I didn't know better, I would this is an app to sign up. But it's sort of weird that there's, well, I don't know what's managing inventory anyway, but it's sort of weird how Google classified this app, which by the title and the feature graphic is very obviously a job app. It's a little bit weird to have that, and I would maybe try to like ask Google what can be done to showcase something different, because this combined with the first screenshot that is the sign up is probably not going to help.
Actually, now I saw on my Android device, I saw that after downloading the app and writing the review, Google asked me what features are doing this app. And I guess there are about 3 or 5 questions there. And I guess it's forming from the reviews, from description, and from these answers. But remote desktop, scanning documents, and online storage, it's, I don't know why it's here. Okay. Let's go to number 770, and this is the Urban Archive New York. And what is it about? It's some kind of historical photos. Oh yeah, I like actually I like this kind of apps when you see the historical photos of the like buildings and push notifications. And I guess it's working this way, that you are walking, and when you're near the historic site, app will notify you to check the historical photo of this building. But you definitely have to highlight this feature, because actually when I'm visiting some new cities, I like to just walk around the city, and when I get the notification from the set, actually I will download it right now because I'm going to New York soon, and we'll check it live. So it's an urban archive. Okay, so it's quite strange the design here, but it's just like a beautiful icon. It's like blocks, I guess. Maybe on the icon see you and many ratings, and actually what
There's a lot of good things here. I'm actually not a huge fan of the content of screenshots 1, 2, and 3. Number 2, clearly, because nobody wants to receive notification. But I think here there is an awesome screenshot, which is the screenshot number 4, where you see the app like these blocks, but you also see the added value, because there's a picture of the building, but there are also people who are saying things. Like I think here the screenshot number 4 is actually awesome, and should be the screenshot number 1, where you make the association between the map and the building. Because let's assume people don't read, and even if some do, like I have this thing that people don't read anything. So if I just scan the page, removing the text, I see this U in the icon, which I think is cool, although it's not telling me this is only about New York. But in the first screenshot, it should definitely be something about New York. This guide is only about New York City. But then show me a building, because this map, I understand it's a way to find those buildings, but nobody wants to be in New York to visit and be on his phone looking at these blocks of, there's only one color, so it's a little bit like monotone. But the fourth screenshot is really good because it associates the map, these blocks, with the building itself. And I think that's what you want to tell people. With our map, you'll be able to uncover a lot of things about buildings. Not with our app, you'll be able to use a map that has one color. It's not what you want to tell people.
Yeah, totally agreed. And also, I think, guys, you have to reconsider maybe your title, because the subtitle is great. The city is your museum. It's your words. But the urban archive in New history, maybe it's not quite simple to understand what this app is doing just reading the title. So maybe you have to rewrite it, maybe to add some more keywords, maybe, or stuff. So yeah, actually you can put
In my opinion, it's not that bad, but I guess it's debatable, and we would to have like specific communities targeting this. But I don't think it's that bad, actually.
Yeah, so maybe.
But I'm surprised that like NYC is nice, but I'm surprised not to see more mention about New York, because there's no New York in the icon and the screenshot, and it's definitely a New York app. And in the title, I mean, it's nice to put NYC because it's definitely going to be one of the keywords, but having no New York plain text anywhere I think it's going to be a limitation for search when you've got such a hyper local app.
Maybe actually we can check. Maybe they're using the New York in the Mexico locale. So let's check the
Oh,
Mexico.
maybe. Oh, look at that.
Boom.
Smart boy.
And no, it's
But nice try, yeah.
nice, yeah. It's still English. So maybe if you know, the Spanish Mexico locale is indexing in the United States. So you can add here like New York history or more keywords. So you will get traffic for these keywords from the Mexico, Spanish Mexico locale, and this will allow you to get more organic downloads.
Finger
Okay.
crossed that it remains like this for a little while, right?
Sorry?
Let's cross finger that it stays
Yeah.
like this and that Apple doesn't suddenly decide to remove
Yeah,
this.
like Australia, yeah. Okay, so and reviews are fine, everything is fine. It's a
Yeah,
quite strong
yeah.
size, like 120
4.9, yeah.
megabytes. Okay, so everything's perfect else, but please add some information about New York on the icon and put the fourth screenshots on the first thing, and it's going to be fine. Okay.
Another thing I noticed here, and we didn't mention it before, so I'll say it why we pick a new number, which is I see the app is 120 megabytes, and be sure that you
Yes.
remain below the limit because that's sort of a problem, and people tend to overlook this. They don't want to go to the dev to lower it, but when I do these checks, that's one of the things I love because if you're gonna want to do a little bit of user acquisition, being over the threshold of Wi-Fi downloading is definitely going to be an issue. Which it's not here. I'm just saying it because I checked it and I saw that it was fine.
Yeah, so I think they wait so much because of these photos and all this data, but it's absolutely normal if you will download these photos from the server on the first launch maybe, or on the maybe some setting in the menu, and don't keep all these photos inside the your build file because it's 120 megabytes. It's really too much for example, to the mobile network. If I just walking around the city and want to download some historical apps or something like this, it's quite hard to download 120 megabytes.
Especially considering the price of data plans in New York, right?
Yeah. Okay, so let's go next. And this is the number 52.
Ew, Monica time.
Yeah, it's a game. It's a first game today. It's a Lost Treasure
We've got
adventure.
both OS this time, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I picked the wrong one, sorry.
Sorry?
No, I picked the wrong one, sorry.
Okay, it's a 52. So it's a game and it has a 50k downloads and 1,000 reviews. It's a quite popular game. And it's about some kind of Minecraft, I guess. It's a retro RPG. Oh, you see, retro RPG pixel art game. So it's a quite keyword after the keyword. Okay. Lost Treasure Adventure, Survival RPG. So keywords in the app title, keywords in the short description. So definitely, guys are well known with ASO. So it's quite a survival. So I have to move my character here. What can I tell you? Maybe you should add the video here because it's quite hard to understand what can I do in this game. As I'm familiar with Minecraft, I can understand that I have some controls here, the tools, and maybe my life here, but you have to consider adding the video with the gameplay. So maybe without any, like flying words, or just the gameplay to A/B test the gameplay video. Maybe you will get more installs there. And
Yeah, we said before that you probably don't want to have a shitty video, but it's true that for games it's a lot more important because people really want to see the gameplay. A lot of times also game can be a little bit more, have more weight, as we just said before, which is not the case of this game, which is very light. So well done for that. But yeah, maybe. I also noticed the feature graphic, and it's very much in the theme, which is good. I'm a little bit surprised at this font style, which is, in my opinion, doesn't fit very well the rest of the look and feel, but if it's your brand and your choice, that's cool. What I don't like about it is that it's a little bit too repetitive. Like what I see in the feature graphic, and on the phone, it's going to appear like this. If Google restore the design, which they might do. But it's a bit repetitive because it looks too much like the first screenshot, but it also looks exactly the same as the screenshot number, I don't know, 4 or 5, or I don't know how far I went, number 5. So definitely nice, but a little bit repetitive. Try to like, what is added? For example, here we can see the first and the second screenshot are showcasing very different worlds, and people are going to want a game that has a lot of content. So I guess that's good to showcase this different design. So definitely repeating the feature graphic is not my favorite here, but yeah, they seem to have done a lot of work on the keyword part at least.
As for keywords, actually, I don't know how to how can you find some games with keywords in the Google Play, because it's quite hard to rank high for popular keywords, for example, like survival RPG or RPG pixel game. Maybe know how
Well,
to.
we're not checking rankings today because we want to review a few apps. Definitely, if these guys are ranking a little bit for like those are very big terms, so I guess I would surface in volume. If you don't rank for very competitive keywords, definitely move to like medium tail sort of keywords. Nice to see in the description and all, but I'm not sure neither how effective it is. Again, we don't see the rankings here. Might want to think about it.
Yeah, actually, I see that guys are taking care about the keyword rankings because they're using the keywords here like 2D retro style pixel art universe and lost treasure, where you can find the more keywords, explore islands, and all this stuff. So as for ratings, I see one reply here, but you have to reply
Hey,
to anything else.
I'm very surprised about one thing here, Ilia, is that the
Yep.
same developer as the sequel of the game called Survival RPG 2, which I found in the similar apps on the side. Yes, just here in Viewing Games. So
Huh.
I don't know if they submitted the old one for a particular reason, because this new one looks more recent. Well, it doesn't look
Yeah,
that
I
much different.
think
But
its case was just 22 reviews, so I bet it's just good name. Just I think this is the same game, but on the here you live on the island, and here you live in the temple ruins.
okay,
So they're
well,
almost the same. They're using the same keywords and adventure quest fantasy and 2D retro style pixel. So almost the same. So the same advice here.
maybe if you're
Okay.
gonna fill the store with different games, maybe try to target different keywords so you cover most ground. Like in this case, it's not because you put it in 2 different games that one is gonna get them. So maybe cover different ground, put something that is about the jungle or the temple or something like this.
Okay. Yeah, agreed. So actually, you see here that like desert island, and here the temple ruins. So it's quite it will work. Okay. So let's go next.
Key
It's number
issues.
53.
The sequel has just been released.
Yeah, it's the
We've got a
next
couple
one.
comments like, how much do you reckon does the recognition value of building showcased? Oh, sorry, that's the last. Sorry, I'm late to the question. I saw them a little bit late. Okay, well, Eric, best of luck for the sequel then.
Okay, so let's go next. It's let's reload the extension here. It's a wish app. It's a daily wishes, quarters. Oh yeah, these keywords in the title, and amazing gifts. So what should I do here with the app? It has only 10K downloads. Share. It's a little bit confusing actually for me. All these so many texts here, and share all time happy. What this app is doing? Let's check it.
It went to the other extreme. We had apps that are really putting just plain screenshot, and then suddenly we told them like, oh, those are banners, and they went the complete opposite, like really banner style. But in this case, maybe it's not descripting enough of like what's the app is really doing. Well, at least the colors are attracting the eye for sure.
Yeah, actually, video is not loading here. Maybe we should. So, okay, just showing the app on this device. So I still can't understand what is ARP is doing here. I see lots of keywords in the description, like good morning quotes, wishes. Yeah, I was doing things like this about 4 years ago, like messing keywords in the description. So, but please be careful with it, because Google can suspend you anytime for keyword stuffing in the description. Actually, it's prohibited in the Google Play rules, but it's working until they will find you. So be careful with the keyword stuffing in the description. And
Yeah, I agree. This is like a little bit too much, and it's sort
yeah,
of what we used to see a few years ago. But I don't think this can still work in such a high concentration. And as you just say, it's rather counterproductive because Google hates it. So maybe
yeah,
it's a little bit too much. Maybe reduce the text a little bit, see if it works. Like there's a bit of fishing here. It's sort of it goes fishing a bit everywhere. Maybe narrow it down to like one subtopic and try to develop a little bit about that rather than fish a little bit all around and see what falls.
yeah. Actually, about maybe several months ago, Google changed their algorithms, and these descriptions, like with keyword stuffing and just keywords in the one list, it's not working anymore like it works before, because Google now taking care of your description like the SEO text that has to be the simple without spammy words and all this stuff, so you can get lower ranks if you use things like this with the descriptions, with keywords in description wrote like this. So think about this. If you're ranking not very high for these keywords, please consider writing them in the description, like not just the one by one, but with the complete sentences here. And also you have to work with your screenshots and your icon, because actually it's quite hard to understand what is this icon is about. So it's just a W without anything. As I see that you can find in the app, like there may be some GIFs or daily wishes stickers. So you have to design your icon this way.
The
And
title is really weird with this day at the end. I guess the goal was to have daily and day in the title, but for users it doesn't make any sense at all. So yeah, not my favorite kind of title in there.
yeah, actually on the device you will see like wish app daily wishes, maybe this thing, and else will be after the spoiler, or but it's a daily wishes stickers. I think
Yes. So
they just
you
trying to rank for as many keywords as they could, like daily stickers. Don't know what is it. Daily quotes, maybe stickers, gifts. So it's quite hard to understand. Uh, Maybe you should try to make the proper ASO for this app without the keyword stuffing, without the this kind of title, and with more beautiful screenshots, not these small keywords here, and you will get more downloads, I think. And as for reviews, it's quite good, and every review is answered, so nothing here.
There's one thing here that I don't think would have changed anything to the volume of downloads is the what's new. It's also like typical mistake I very often see that the what's new say we fix some bugs. Or it doesn't say exactly that. We say solve minor bugs. Okay. So even if it's true, I mean, we all know that we are very often doing updates because we do need to solve a lot of bugs. They keep appearing. That's just the reality. Uh, Not a few people are going to see that. It's people who are already having your app when they come updated. So it's a minor comment, but that's also something I recommend strongly against. Like, don't start your what's new with we've solved some bugs. Start your what's new with we've added feature, we improved something, we've got something new cool for you. Not we've solved the problems, because what people are going to remember is that this app has problems. So try to always turn the message into a positive, and never highlight that you're actually solving bugs, which is what you do, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah, actually, Apple maybe a couple of months ago they started to rejecting apps with this kind of fonts you when you're writing like solve minor bugs and nothing else. They will reject you, asking to write more about what you did in this release. But the funny thing that App Store Connect app actually was writing, yeah, you know, Thomas, this thing, yeah, that we were writing fixed bugs and small bugs fixed. They were writing this for about 3 months and just get in the store. So Apple didn't use their own rules, but unfortunately we have to. Okay.
They often don't. They often don't. But I guess you can get placement that we don't neither. So I mean, as the rest of us, you definitely want to follow
Yeah,
the normal
agreed.
rule.
Okay, so it's another game here. It's a Mars puzzle. Oh, it's a beautiful icon here. Okay, so it's a 5-star rating and a beautiful icon with I guess something on the Mars. It's smiling. Oh, it's a beautiful feature graphic. Power up a colony on Mars, manage your space colony.
I think the feature
Space.
graphic is really cool.
Yeah, agreed. And let's check the video if it loads. Yep. No, it's something with YouTube here. So okay. So I have to build my own colony on the Mars and develop it. So, it's a paid game, by the way. Yeah, actually, I like the design. I like the icon, and it's a quite beautiful thing. So let's check the description. It's a beautiful description with stars and awards. So what can I say here? You should put your awards on the top because you see like the features on the top, relaxing puzzle. It's fine. It's absolutely fine. But if I will click the read more button, I want to see that your game was the best of game puzzle award in the last year. So it can boost your conversion rate, I think. So it's a relaxing puzzle
Completely
game.
agreed with you on that.
Yeah. So it's quite beautiful. I wonder why they have so many, such as so little reviews here, only 51. And
It's actually 50 install out of 500
yeah,
installs, so that's 50 reviews out of 500 installs. So actually pretty high ratio. I guess it's
yeah,
related to the fact that it's a paid game. Obviously, a little bit of a different mechanics. I think there's a lot of positive here. Definitely the awards on top. There's one thing I don't like is I think they went a little bit too far with repetition of keywords. Like I was already a little bit like spotting the title and subtitle, which are pretty filled up but still acceptable. In the description, I think this is definitely too much. Like there's a number of, so relax is there 8 times, colony is there 11 times, and I think Google is going to
and
definitely
puzzle
detect
game is
that.
12 times. Yeah.
I see present 21 time on the whole page, and okay, there's a couple of them in review, so it doesn't count. But still, like this is a little bit overdoing it, and probably going to be detected by Google. It's nice to repeat it maybe a couple of times, but don't abuse that. It's not going to work.
Yeah, so I guess the Lucas is this it's a your game, I guess. It's his writing iOS version is pretty popular, but not much traction on Android. Yeah, so it's quite hard to rank high for the paid game, especially paid game on Android. Maybe you can try to using UX. It's a like paid user acquisition on Google Play. Maybe it will help you to boost your installs on the first time. Like when you have, let me check, when you have 500 installs, Google Play really doesn't trust your app, doesn't trust your game because it's you see it's a quite small game for the platform. Maybe you have to boost your installs about maybe buying maybe 1,000 or more installs just to
Maybe running a day for free, or maybe even thinking there's a comment in the that says from you that says maybe on Android think about monetizing differently, and I would agree on that. Like I think on iOS you can still make beautiful paid games and have a little bit of volume. I think on Android that's really a stretch. Like people putting up money up front on Android is unusual. Not saying it doesn't happen, but replicating what might have worked for you on iOS here, I see it's going to be tough. If you want to keep this monetization, consider running a couple of, I don't know, external promotion, as Ilia said, or maybe bringing it for free for one day. Maybe bringing from referral, like if you've got a solid community on iOS, which you seem to be saying, maybe people want to, like, I don't know, gift the game and pay for the friends, or making referrals work. Those could be like things you could think about. But I think these paid games on Android is gonna be tough.
Yeah, totally agreed. And also one more advice here, as you see, it's eligible for family library. Maybe you can ask Google for promotion, like in family category, or some family-friendly games. So like for children, maybe if they find this game is beautiful, they will promote you in the family category or children games, and you'll get more downloads here. We want to keep this one premium to be fair with other platform users. That's a good point. Yeah, Lucas, that's a good point. But here's the two advice for you. Just try to paid promotion in the Google Play, and then try to get the featured in the family-friendly apps and all these children game apps. So this should help you. Okay, let's go next. And here is the number 18. Number 18 is a crowbar. What is this? It's another game, I guess. Oh, it's a have 4,000 hundreds.
The randomizer has picked up all apps and then all games, huh?
Yeah, it's some randomizer is broken. So let's check. Oh, it's have 5 million installs. Okay, it was updated yesterday. Okay, let's check this game. It's a spawn giant killer crabs. Maybe this time video will play. It's a 1 minute video. Oh dear. Oh, it's a giant crab here.
Yeah.
And what should
Design
I
looks
do?
very polished.
What should I do? And
you evolve to a crab.
yeah, maybe it's some kind of Arkanoid where I have to kill the crab.
Yeah.
Oh, how it's work. Okay, it's beautiful.
Definitely big some serious work on design and
Yeah.
production here.
The feature graphic is amazing for me. Like
Yeah.
two crabs are fighting, and the icon is beautiful, but it's too small because on the device, so it's maybe too hard to understand that this is really crab here. Okay, and also these screenshots. We don't know. What do you think, Thomas? Is it okay if they're using the portrait screenshots, or elbow one will be better?
I guess that I would have to say I usually tend to favor like portrait because I work in non-games myself.
Mm-hmm.
I guess even if the game can be used in landscape and you can showcase it in the video, the phone is probably going to be held this way. So I wouldn't say it's definitely a mistake. I would have to see data. I think that's okay, especially if it's the kind of game we think where it's sort of an Arkanoid. Sort of makes sense that it's straight. So I don't think that's necessarily bad. And I think here the screenshot, they're fantastic. Like, besides the fact that there is some like fancy text, just a few words, the thing that I like is very strong contrast of colors that attracts the eye, that is very, it's colorful, but it's also like exploding everywhere and yellow and blue. I think those are fantastic screenshots.
Yeah, totally agreed. It's I guess these are the best screenshots we saw today.
Yeah.
And
The
Infinity
boss in
War of Crab.
Screenshots 3 looks fantastic.
Yeah. Okay, so Infinity War of Crabs, one snap. I mean, tap away. Okay, that's fine. And the description here is quite small. So I don't know
I
if you
think the
have
description here is sort of a thing. Sorry to interrupt you, Ilia.
no problem.
You look at like a few years ago, and people were really writing long description. You can see in this case, like it's a relatively high volume game. It's got half a million review. you can see that people are moving to much shorter things. There's a bit of formatting, a bit of bold and underline, specifications, links, and just like 3 clear lines at the beginning, a few paragraphs of stuff that you want to put, specification and stuff. I think this is a pretty good model in terms of size and formats and content. I haven't read it in such a short period of time, but I think it's a good model.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, agreed. So maybe you should add here if you have some awards or something like this, or maybe you are ranking #1 in some countries or something. You were featured on the main page. So add here your awards and add some CTAs like Behold the Land of Reptiles. So it looks beautiful. Maybe you have to add some emojis here. So then people click the read more, they see that beautiful emojis and the CTAs and your awards, and so that's a great game, really.
The what's new is already very, very well done. It's a minor thing, but it says a lot about how a developer cares about the details. I think this particular developer cared about a lot of details. Very, very good example for today.
Yes, so let's check the, oh, this extension is working slow today. Let's wait a little bit.
Yes, that
And
happens.
the feature ratings, gameplay it's great ratings here. And I see that, guys, yeah, it's a one reply. So don't forget to reply to your reviews. And what's new is great. So everything is fine here. Just
Yeah, not a lot of improvement we can say. Maybe the title. I guess there's a reason they wanted to keep it clean, and sometimes it's nice. But I see very little improvement on this page. Like it seems to be pretty well done.
yeah, so maybe you should add some keywords, like not keywords. Maybe if you don't want to look your title like spammy, maybe add some CTAs like Crab War, or maybe win the crab, become the crab king, or like something to uh, to ask me to download this and win in this game. Okay, so
Very
let's.
good page. Very good page.
Yeah,
Cool.
very good page. Agreed. So we have time for another app
Go
or
for it.
game. Oh, it's an really? It's an Apple Store app? Oh
What?
no. Oh, it's you see, it's a Apple Store in the URL, and I I thought it was the Apple Store app for us to review. Okay, it's a kids game. It's a math learning kids games, and I see that there are keywords in the title, keywords in the subtitle for 11-old boys and girls learning kids games. No repetition of keywords in the title and subtitles. It's great, and
Yeah.
beautiful screenshots. Like
Also here, was you said beautiful screenshot, and I think here this should be inspiration for a lot of people who are listening to us. See how the contrast is super strong. And personally, I think screenshots that are like too monotone. We saw with the urban app that it was like very all purple, just one color. And here it's also sort of purplish, but it's so like you've got greens and yellows and stuff, and it's people your eyes goes to it directly. And I think this is we don't all have to do this. Obviously, it depends the vertical, and here it makes a lot of sense because it's a game, it's for kids, but it's definitely something you should think about. Like contrast and strong colors usually are very successful.
And also, I want to say that don't forget there's this kind of apps like math learning kids games apps. They are not downloaded by kids. So kids usually download games for them, but this kind of apps are downloaded by parents. So focus parents on your screenshots, on your CTAs. Like tell parents what can they do with your app for their kids, like to counting, addition, multiplication here, fractions. So try to focus.
It looks they did it on the later screenshot. If you look at screenshot 3, 4, 5, like you've got the game adjusts to the child ability. It's a safe and ad-free environment. It's aligned to curriculum standards. You can track the progress. You get weekly reports. All of this is great for the parents, but it doesn't seem so obvious on the first one, which are probably going to be most of the view anyway. And there's an additional comment we can see here. You can see it's a fairly advanced developer in the sense that I'm pretty sure the last 3 screenshots are made for such as creative set. If you scroll a bit so they can see on your screen.
Yeah, I see they're trying to A/B test in the search chats. It's a it's a
So
beautiful.
very good,
Yeah.
very good. Like
Yeah.
users won't notice, but interesting to see when your competitors does that. And you can know it's a fairly advanced developers to have get in there. Like it's not something secret, but not a lot of people do it. And here, because there are 3, it's pretty obvious it's done for that.
Yeah, so guys, if you maybe don't know, the Apple Search Ads allows you to select your creatives for campaigns. For example, if you create one campaign to the United States, you can select up to 5 screenshots. Like here for the one campaign, I will select this 3, and for the second one, this 3, and I will see the complete data of impressions, downloads, and conversion rates for the both sets of screenshots. So it's a quite simple way to make the A/B testing in the App Store. Okay, so let's go forward. It's awards here. We see we make fun engaging 30 million kid use /man. It's quite good because I opened the description and I see that that many kids are using this app. It's many awards here. It's really good. Some grades, I guess.
Maybe you could use the
Search it.
awards in the screenshot directly. That would be like, I mean, the description, not a lot of people are gonna see it. If you've got that many of them, maybe you can use it in a place that is a little bit more visual. They seem to be a little bit old, like 2011, 12, 13. You don't have to say when it was. Like, I mean, there's a lot of awards there, featured on Fox News. Like all this social proof, I think is really good. But it's sad that not many parents are gonna see it. So maybe you can move them up a little bit.
Yeah, so if you are focusing parents, you have to add some awards on the screenshots because I see that winner of Best Elementary Student App. I will definitely download it. You don't have to mention the this year because it was a time ago. But anyway, so I didn't see the fine print on this one, and it's strange that app has 1-star review is the featured one. Maybe you have to try to answer 5-star reviews more to put them on the first position because I see there are answers on this star. But if you are using the paid acquisition, this 1-star reviews on the first position can ruin your conversion rate, and it's not really good for this.
Yeah, I guess
Also,
it's related to the monetization scheme. It's
yeah.
free with like IAPs that are fairly expensive. You can also see that the developer has tried a lot of different IAPs, so I guess relatively advanced developers. And you definitely should try to fight against this, like Ilia just said. But it's also like, I mean, I guess by the price point that a lot of those are subscription points, and it's hard to fight against, like especially with free trial subscription. You will very often have this, so definitely keep an eye on it. Answer to more 5 stars. Do whatever you can, like here, to make people a little bit. You did answer to the 1 star, but do your best to answer a few other. It's hard to fight against this trend. Sometimes it's because maybe the game is not good enough, but sometimes just the scheme of subscription is not straightforward for users, and you really need to make double effort to compensate it.
Yeah, also don't forget to read the reviews because here I see that Dr. Dodo 2 is writing some issues about the reading of questions. So consider reading your reviews, listening to your users, and fix your bugs and issues in the apps, considering to them. Also, here's the size of almost 400 megabytes. So think about transferring maybe some videos or big images on the server just to download it when I am opening another lesson. Okay, so it's a interesting icon here. I don't know how it's working with the math, but it's just nice. So I don't
I
know.
think it's very eye-catchy, not to make a pun, but
Yeah,
definitely I would say this is like a very interesting icon, among the best that we have today, in the sense that it makes you want to look at it.
yeah, totally agree. So it has nothing with math, but it's catch
Yeah.
your eyes here. Okay, so I guess as we see Kate here online, we
Yeah,
are
we
running.
are running out of time. Thank you, guys. It was pretty intense. So a lot of great tips, and I guess the app owners whose apps were reviewed are pretty happy. So we'll